How's it going, everybody? I'm Metal Monster.
Honestly,
I'm Becatros.
Welcome to the Advanced Anime Livecast episode 57. Zelda Theories Reloaded, because we didn't get quite the time we wanted to last week to talk about those Zelda fan theories.
I've got Zelda theories too for you.
I call it Zelda Theories Reloaded or something.
It's a terrible sequel name for a terrible sequel.
No, wait, the sequel won't be terrible. I take that back. Sorry, everybody. This is going to be super awesome. Trust me.
Alright, so let's go ahead and switch into our show and go over what's new. Hey.
Go ahead and mention right now that no guesses from the member guessing game last week. It shouldn't really be that hard at all. Like if you Google it, we're going to recycle the clue again this week and hopefully see if anyone gets it. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, as you were saying, let's get into the whole what's new AA. You want to start with the personification contest that's been going on for a while?
Yep, so it looks like Elvin just posted up the winners like 18 minutes ago, so let's go ahead and check that out.
Yay, Elvin! You're so awesome.
Alright,
I
so
love her.
alright. So sorry this announcement took so long. My communication with the person with the prizes has been rather slow, but anyway, on with the winners. Based on the member ratings, drum roll, third place Ripper Wolf, second place Tamimi, and third place Suki Tenchi. Congrats. You all did amazing work. Wait, are there two third places?
Oh, is there a top for third place?
Third place Ripper Wolf, second place Tamimi, third place Suki. That was based on the ratings, so it should be easy enough to find out which ones actually should be first place.
I think it's just a mistake.
Yeah. So we need a first place on there. Is it Suki
I'm pretty
Tenchi?
certain Suki Tenchi got first place. Yeah, with the rating
Okay.
of 4.7 or better, probably.
Okay. So let's look at our winners.
I'm pretty sure it should be an honorable mention for Full Metal 2 and 89 up there.
I think actually you came in first. I think Elf made a mistake.
Okay, that's why there's two third place winners. They didn't actually announce the first place winner yet.
That makes sense. Yeah. That's probably what it was. So yeah, Suki Tenchi with the Greek mythology. And then Tamimi with the physics, I want to say.
It's so adorable. I want to give it a 6.
Only we could. I like this one a lot. It was really adorable. And then Ripper Wolves with the chibi reading person.
Excited about books, more books.
I freaking love books.
Oh man, I could totally see that and stuff like that. Ripper Wolf should totally make this into like a show.
About the character with the giant head who loves books?
Yes.
I'd watch it.
And she's very like animated. Yeah, very vocal and
I
animated.
freaking love books.
Exactly. Yeah, like that kind of thing.
I can voice act it too. It would be like the pilot episode. It's just like these guys are sitting around a classroom just talking and just like, hey guys, so what are you into? It's like, oh yeah, I watch TV and I play games and stuff like that. I freaking love books. This person is
Hilarious.
hilarious.
So yep, school subject personification. Feel free to congratulate the winners and all that.
And the honorable mentions.
Yeah.
Because we're all winners here.
And then also we had AA awards were finally posted up this week, so you can now see all the different winners. Quite a bit of diversity, I think. A lot of different members and a lot of like people who have been active recently. I think it's really good. I know last time or some of the older ones and stuff like that, it was like the popular people kept getting voted over and over again. Even if they hadn't been around for a while.
That's true. It's good to see some people coming to the forefront again and
Yeah, no, definitely.
getting the recognition.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good turnout.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Yeah, so go ahead and congratulate the winners. Thanks everybody for submitting your votes and everything.
I was winner for best runner-up.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're running up in a couple categories.
Sure.
Yep. All right, we got quite a number of new topics this week.
Quite a number indeed. I'm impressed.
Yeah, world's oldest eel dies.
How old was the eel?
Really old.
How do we know it was
Science.
old?
Carbon dating.
Carbon dating.
Facebook posts.
World's oldest eel died at 155.
155.
Yeah, seems like last year or something like that. Like the world's, or maybe it was this year. The world's oldest tortoise died.
How old is the world's oldest tortoise?
200 something.
Wow.
Yeah, they live a long time.
You could have been through like the Revolutionary War or something.
Jellyfish are immortal.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are.
I beg to differ. Your definition of immortal, but anyway.
They don't die. They're simply reborn.
Oh.
They reincarnate themselves pretty much. They don't technically die.
Pretty much. You have to say. You have to say it pretty much.
Jellyfish.
You got a problem.
It,
I see a flaw.
It folds in on itself or something like that and becomes a jellyfish again.
What?
Which it already was.
No. What? No.
Yeah.
No. No.
Oh. SpongeBob likes catching jellyfish.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So one of the problems is because they're such simplistic creatures, they live a long time, and they're kind of a menace because they sting people and eat a whole bunch of other fish and stuff.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what sea turtles are for. They eat them, though.
Yeah, they're endangered. All right, so our second new topic, Robin Williams died at 63.
Oh,
Yeah.
please, no more Robin Williams. It makes me too sad.
That is very sad, yeah.
As I mentioned briefly, it has been all over Facebook. I thought it was almost a hoax the first time I saw it, but no,
I think a lot of people thought it was a hoax at first because everybody was hoping that it was like one of those like Bon Jovi kind of things or whatever. It's like, oh, this is one of those social media rumors circulating around, and sooner or later we'll get a tweet from Robin Williams himself confirming it's like, guys, I'm still alive. It's okay. And then we'll be like, oh, whew. But no, that didn't happen.
Yeah, devastating loss.
Yeah.
Really miss Robin Williams. It's sad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Hopefully this raises awareness about depression and stuff like that, and getting help if you have that kind of thing.
And what's even worse about it too is he even acted in a movie where this affected people.
Yeah.
So you'd think that after some period of time, people would But I guess you have to go out and seek help. You also have to be able to identify with yourself and not be afraid to say that you have depression.
Mm-hmm.
Heartfelt message from Rebecca Draws, 2014. True that.
And then
Hashtag.
and another.
Awesome.
And then it looks like Lauren Bacall also died at the age of 80 something, 89. 89.
Wow, 89.
Yeah.
She looks very pretty there.
Well, she's not 89 in that picture. At least I don't think she's 89 in that picture. But then again,
I'd say hot damn for an old lady.
you know how they are with reaching max level or whatever, like Sean Connery and stuff going on. So maybe she did. Maybe she reached max level at like 28.
That'd be very impressive. I would like to go back in time and ask her out. She'd be my girlfriend. I'd treat her a real good time.
Yeah.
I'll buy her chicken McNuggets.
That sounds like a euphemism.
All right.
Okay. Happy Meal toy.
Let's see what chicken.
What else do we got for new topics? I think that might have. Oh, what if you could time travel was a new one. I must have passed over that one. So pretty much just a simple topic about, where would you time travel to and what would you do there and how would things go, kind of thing. What would you do if you could time travel, Full Metal?
I would travel back into medieval times and be a peasant.
And die of what? Dysentery and starvation?
Yeah,
Oh,
a
and
combination of
illiteracy?
both.
It was actually funny because I remember discussing this with other people once, and they were like, yeah, if I was in medieval and stuff like that, I would share all these great secrets from the future, like penicillin and gunpowder.
And then they set you on fire for
railroad.
being a heretic.
Right, they set you on fire for being a witch. And then someone responded, no, they actually didn't. You actually got put on fire because you accused someone of being a witch. The whole witch burning thing didn't really occur until the 1500s. Back then, it was worse to claim someone was a witch than it was to be a witch. So I thought that was kind of interesting. But yeah, the truth of the matter is likely if you went back in time to some of the old periods, you likely would have been a poor peasant and got killed.
Yeah, that's not hard to do back in those times.
Yeah. And then you got the whole multiverse theory and stuff like that, that if you travel in time, you actually aren't going back in time, but going to a separate universe entirely. Which would then mean that your effects on Universe B have no effect on Universe A. And if you want to see what affects your changes you make in Universe B do, you would only end up going to Universe C, which is a branch of Universe B.
Deca Draws has a question.
What?
Brain hurt. That's all.
Mind equals.
That's not a question.
Exactly.
I can blow your mind. You know how any power raised to 0 is 1? Alright,
What is
so
this witchcraft?
the,
Heretic!
the property of exponents is that x to the a power over x to the b power is the same thing as x to the a minus b. Okay?
I thought we all knew that.
So if a... Alright, so we've established that property, that exponents divided by exponents is the same thing as subtracting exponents. So now that we got that property out of the way... oh man, now I can't remember how the proof goes. All I know is you get xa divided by xa, a minus a equals 0, so x to the 0 is 1.
It's okay, little monster. I'll be asking you about this after, I need more math for my coding class.
X equals 1. Because anything divided by itself will become equal to 1.
Yeah. That's probably how the proof goes, actually. It probably is a division proof, and then... Yeah.
I don't know if it's not done yet. I hope Elvin was watching this because that would have blown her mind. Like, as soon as you started, you can get even the first few words, it would just boom.
The vertex formula... what's the vertex formula again? 2a over b or something? Or no? Negative b over 2a. That's based on calculus.
What is this fresh bullshittery?
And the Pythagorean theorem. Calculus and the Pythagorean theorem. They all relate to each other.
Oh. How did I get out of college and not take a calc class?
Actually, if you think about it though, if you got this parabola, like a U or whatever, right?
Are we even on our topic? I think
No, we're not.
I think we went far exceeding, way past.
All right,
Yeah.
so let's
That
go.
was the last new topic, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
that was our tangent on math.
Yep.
Yep.
On to the topic at hand. Zelda fan theories. So what do we have first in the Zelda fan theory world? Is it about the rat kid that died in Lavender Town?
Yes. See, the theory is that Gary, when you fought him last time, oh wait, never mind. Sorry. I see what you did there. I see what you
Is the
did.
first one about Dark Link?
Yeah, sure. Why don't we talk about Dark Link first?
What is
Okay.
Dark Link? What is Dark Link?
The evil version of Link.
Okay.
A palette swap of Link who mirrors your every move and is really annoying.
Alright, so he first appears in the Adventures of Link, right? The second Zelda.
Yeah, he's the final boss in Zelda 2. Spoilers.
And the only way to beat him is to crouch in the corner and stab him while he jumps around.
Yeah, like a little brat.
Alright, and then he shows up again in Ocarina of Time.
Yep, he appears randomly in the water temple. He's the mid boss from the water temple. You just run into like this weird misty lake. It's kind of just a really eerie feel when you meet him too.
Yeah.
You open the door and it's just like this big white open area with just like a little tree in the middle. All of a sudden it's just like this dark link guy just like starts slashing at you. It's like, oh man, I can't hit this guy. Jeez.
And then he's very annoying. He's jumping around quite a bit. He dodges your attacks. It seems like most people agree that the best way to beat him is to either cheese him with Din Fire or use the Mega Hammer.
I think I just pretty much kind of hacked and slashed my way to victory. But yeah, it's a very drawn out fight when you don't really think about strategy.
Yeah. So Zelda, The Adventures of Link, Zelda 2, that's deep in the timeline. That's like sequel. So the Dark Link and Ocarina of Time would come first.
True, yeah, if we're thinking about that, yeah, using the Hyrule story, or I guess pretty much a lot of Zelda timelines, that would lead us to that, huh?
So then obviously, I mean, it makes sense if Dark Link was a creation of Ganon, maybe? I mean, when you get killed in Adventures of Link, it says Ganon has returned.
Yeah, Ganon gets revived, yeah, in the Zelda 2. Huh. I'm trying to think, how far apart are they on the timeline?
But then again, if he was a creation of Ganon, he didn't seem very sentient, you know? Or at least, he wasn't made out to seem sentient, it seems like.
That's true.
So how would he revive Ganon himself?
That's true. I guess part of the thing is that
Or
Dark Link's
Ruffles.
he's a pretty cryptic character. He's mysterious, really. He doesn't
Yeah.
really say or do a whole lot. I mean, there's lots of theories as to who he is, where he comes from.
Tom Riddle? Oh my god!
Mind
Sorry.
blown.
Yeah.
Now, there's one theory that he's an interloper or something like that. Like an evil being that kind of like tips the tides of fate or whatever. Or the other theory is that he's the bad version of Link, you know? Like when Link put his sword in the Temple of Time, he created his negative energy or whatever, created Dark Link. And Dark Link is like the evil inside him that he has to face.
I did remember, there was one theory about that I mentioned. It's
Wait, supposedly he's an Oracle of Ages and Link to the past?
The problem I feel with that is just like, Link's just seems like a really neutral character, at least especially like in Ocarina of Time,
When is he in Twilight Princess? I don't remember. Do you remember him in Twilight Princess?
What?
Dark Link.
I can't remember. He might have been, though.
There's probably some kind of Easter egg that I have not found yet.
In the Game Boy Advance port, A Link to the Past, Four Swords, the Palace of the Four Swords, the Dungeon Master is 4 Dark Links. Okay. Twilight Princess, Dark Link makes a cameo appearance in a cutscene. Ah, the tale of the Twilly race, the Dark Interlopers. And then Spirit Tracks. Oracle of Ages. During the second phase of the final battle, Varen creates 4 clones of Dark Link that mimic Link's movements in reverse and acts as a dangerous object. Unlike other appearances of Dark Link, these clones do not attack and are useful in recovering health, as they're easily destroyed and drop 1 heart each. So the main fight is Ocarina of Time. He's a mini-boss in the Water Temple. Hero has an equal number of heart containers as the hero. Doppelganger.
Dark Link appears in Super Smash Bros. Brawl.
Megaton Hammer, Dooku Nuts, Big Gohan Sword. Magic
Keep in mind,
Potion,
we're
Din's Fire. Yeah.
trying to do some research here on the internets.
The Adventures of Link. He's just.
There's a big gap between Ocarina of Time and Adventures of Link.
Yeah.
What was Shadow Link doing all that time?
Huh. Yeah, definitely interesting. So he could either be an interloper, which is some kind of like special race, or he could be. Because Twilight Princess also comes after Ocarina of Time, though. So it seems fairly set that he was created during Ocarina of Time. So, I mean, either he's evil Link, born from the whole time traveling thing and pulling the Master Sword. Maybe that could be.
It happens midway through the adventure, though. It's like you don't know how many times Link has put his sword in and out of the pedestal of time by now.
Yeah. So maybe what it is just like in order to pull the Master Sword from its place, he has to release his evil energies, thus creating Dark Link. Could go with that. And that kind of goes along with, Camelot mythology kind of thing, Pure of heart is the only person who can pull the sword from the stone, So, I don't know.
My theory is that in the entire long gap between Ocarina of Time and his return in the Adventures of Link, he was trying to be a horror novelist, and then when that failed, he decided to try and revive canon.
Well, the interloper idea is really interesting. Alright, so what other theory do we have to talk about?
Oh, bunches of theories, some more interesting than others. Do we want to just...
We could talk about the few shadows in Majora's Mask.
Few shadows in Majora's Mask? Sure, you want to lead us into that?
Alright, so the theory is that Majora's Mask was created by a race of people long ago, and it's inherently evil. And then we have the few shadows, which is created by a race of people and seemingly evil as well. I mean, the protectors of the realm, the light spirits or whatever, don't seem very thrilled that you're collecting the few shadows and constantly give you warnings about it. And also, they kind of look alike. I mean, Termina is thought to be a parallel universe to Hyrule. So, I mean, could very well be that Majora's Mask and the few shadows are kind of like a mirror of each other in the different worlds.
That could be very interesting. Is there anything that could, like, connects them like across the game?
Nothing so far. They look very similar, and they kind of have the same similar design. You know, they got the creepy evil eyes and kind of like both kind of like headgear.
Sounds evil.
So yeah.
So it mentions it's speculated that the fused shadow is somehow related to the tribal hexing mask from Jorah's mask. The evil mask and the fused shadow are somewhat similar in appearance. Both also share dark magic abilities and the potential to corrupt those who come in contact with them. And stuff like that. Ancient tribe, interlopers.
Interesting. So the Twilight Princess occurs right after Majora's Mask in the timeline, huh?
Yeah.
That's okay. So that, yeah, I think it's a pretty good reason to suspect that.
And then, they also had the idea, or whatever, Majora's Mask and Zamp both kind of fight the same. They both have funny fighting styles.
Yeah, I think I did kind of notice that actually. Yeah. Yeah, they're pretty wacky.
Yeah.
Majora's Mask is it's really scary boss.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's an interesting idea, you know.
Interesting theory, yeah. I think so. I guess that's about all there is to say about that for right now. How about some of like the whole death theories? Okay, we talked about last week how Majora's Mask could represent the 5 stages of
Grief,
accepting.
yeah.
The 5 stages of grief. One of the other theories is about the Happy Mask skeleton himself.
Yeah.
He's a really weird character. He has this really weird, creepy grin and stuff. He just appears out of nowhere. It's just the theory. It's just like, is this guy even actually alive, or is he some type of like spirit or a figment of Link's
He
imagination?
does do a lot of weird stuff, you know, and he does disappear towards the end of the game. He just, poof, gone. Bye, everybody.
Yeah,
Check it out.
He has like a creepy music and stuff whenever he appears too.
He's Link's guardian angel.
What is this guy doing traveling across the countryside selling masks in this giant backpack of his? Do you actually ever see him sell masks to anybody?
Only to Link. Though supposedly in Ocarina of Time or whatever, the one Lucky Mask or whatever was very popular. The one that the soldier wants.
Oh, the Keaton mask?
Yeah, the Keaton mask. Yeah, supposedly that was very popular amongst the kids.
Oh, so what's the theory about that?
So he must have sold some mask, otherwise that wouldn't have been considered popular.
I guess that's really true. I don't know.
And then what? There's also the theory that all the sages are dead as well.
Yeah, this is from the Ocarina of Time. The theory that all the sages, I guess the characters before they became sages, like they're dead. I guess by the time he becomes an adult, huh?
Yeah. I mean, they all kind of seem to disappear throughout the game, you know? You don't really see Saria after you become an adult. Darion kind of disappears in the Fire Temple.
I like Ocarina of Time, so it's like I remember clearly most of the sages. The big problem I have with this theory is just the fact that you talk to them, or even in some cases see several of them as an adult, like before they disappear.
Yeah.
It's like because the little weight I think that it has is the fact that you talk to them and it's like they just kind of vanish, and it's just like then you don't see them again until you meet them in the light temple, basically.
Yeah.
So it's just like Saria, you talk to her through the ocarina. I think they usually have a Navi suggestion and stuff. She says she's going to the Forest Temple, and you never encounter her again, I think, until you meet her after the fight.
Yeah.
Darunia, you meet him in the Fire Temple. You're supposed to be working together, but he's going on to fight Volvagia.
And you never see him after
You
that.
never see him after that. So, and then Rudo, you do meet with her in the Water Temple, and you see her rise up. At one point.
But then she just kind of disappears.
The water, she kind of disappears too. Yeah. Impa, I can't even remember Impa's circumstance, whether or not you like meet her or talk to her. It's just like she says she's going to like the Shadow Temple because something's going wrong there.
Oh, you see her before that? Because
I just can't remember if you actually meet her in person or not.
Because I don't remember seeing her after that cutscene or whatever where Ganon chases them out.
Neru, she's
Performs
captured
his
by
coup.
Shenrova. What is that? You do distinctly see Rudo and Darunia in their like respective spots.
Which makes you wonder, is like, why does Ganon need the Triforce of Power if the coup was successful?
Hmm. Is there a big plot hole in the Ocarina of Time story?
He's just mad with power or something like that, you know? Because it's just like you get to the castle with all the pieces and stuff like that, and you see Zelda and Impa fleeing, and Zelda throws you the Ocarina of Time, and then Ganon comes out. And obviously that means that he's driving Zelda and Impa out of the castle. His coup has been successful. He's won.
Yes, he's taking over the kingdom. He's got rid of the king.
Yeah.
The princess has left, and she's left with her caretaker.
Yeah.
So he's pretty much taken over. But it's just what does having the Temple of Time open for him?
And he wants to get the Triforce. That was like his whole goal in the beginning and stuff like that, because he felt like he needed the Triforce in order to stage the coup.
Okay, he already successfully staged the coup. It's just now does he just become a big tyrant king jerk? I guess now that he has the Triforce of Power.
I guess so. Maybe what it was is that with the Triforce of Power, he doesn't have to worry about resistance.
It's kind of funny, really. You know, it's just like he like pretty much ruins Hyrule Castle town. It's like that's pretty much ruined and everything. It's like everywhere else is kind of depressed. But it's like it seems like everyone just pretty much moves out of Hyrule and moves to Kakariko Village now.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess for what the game was at the time, it's like I guess they couldn't really render that whole people are oppressed, the world is dying kind of feeling, you know.
Yeah.
Like it's obvious he does something terrible to the world of Hyrule, but it's just like, you know.
Yeah. So we don't really subscribe to the whole "the sages are all dead" theory. But speaking again, that leads us to what happened to the Garuda people.
That's true. That was a pretty interesting theory. Yeah, the Gerudo people, because of the fact that Ganondorf is supposed to be, he's a member of the Gerudo tribe. He's one of the males born every 100 years or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Gerudos are a race of all female thieves. They'll only have one male born every 100 years or so. And this is supposed to be the king of the Gerudos.
Yeah.
Which is Ganondorf in this particular instance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the theory is that, let's see, where does that occur on the timeline compared relative to like Twilight Princess? Because this involves Twilight Princess mostly, right?
Yeah, so Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess.
So this has Majora's Mask in the middle. This is the hero successful child theory.
Mm-hmm.
Or, yeah, part of the timeline.
So in this one, hero successful.
Hero successful and...
So I guess the theory on that one, that would mean that the coup is unsuccessful. Ganon fails to overthrow the king.
The coup is unsuccessful?
Yeah. Because there's a child story, right? And child story is he goes through time, beats Ganon as an adult, comes back, warns the princess of the coup, of Ganon, convinces their father and stuff like that he's a bad guy or whatever, and stops the whole paradox thing starts or whatever.
That's a good question. I'd like to hear a formal explanation, like what the difference between the child era and the adult era is exactly.
I think that's what the theory is. It's just like the adult era is how does the timeline continue from after Link saves the day and you still have a ruined Hyrule pretty much. And then child theory is Hyrule never got ruined because you went back in time with the knowledge you had from the future to warn Zelda and the king.
Interesting.
So in essence, that scene where you see Link lying in his bed, that's the start of the game all over again. Or something like that, maybe. I don't know, I have to research more into that.
Interesting idea. Okay, so anyways, this goes to the whole back to the Gerudos. What happened to... So assuming you're right, okay, we're going with this idea, right, that the coup is unsuccessful and Link is still a child.
So then they imprison Ganon using some kind of like light spear or something like that to imprison him at the Arbiter's Gate or whatever. They then round up all the Garuda and change the Spirit Temple into a prison. And pretty much the Garudas then die out in that prison. It's like mass genocide kind of thing. Ganon, unfortunately, because he's part of the Triforce of Power, can't be killed or whatever. So they take drastic measures and imprison him in the Twilight Realm, thus setting off the events of Twilight Princess. Or that the other theory is that the Gerudos aren't necessarily dead, but they were banished to the Twilight Realm along with Ganon. And that the Twili are simply a future version of the Gerudos. And Zant would be the first male in 100 years, meaning that he should be technically king. Which would then set off the whole, that's why he's so angry, and that's why he calls upon Ganon, because Ganon was the previous king, or whatever.
Makes sense. And yeah, I guess like one generation's male heir, I guess, would want to help out the next one. At least you would think so.
And that's why Minda's myth, because she wants to be the ruler, because she's born to royalty. Or something like that. I don't know.
Interesting. I think that, so it's drawing the whole parallel that the Twilight people might be descendants of the Gerudo people.
Yeah.
A really interesting idea. It would be kind of nice to see that they did something with them, I guess.
Yeah. Then you have the theory that the Sheikah were wiped out as well.
That's true. The Mexica were nearly extinct already at the point
Time
of
Ocarina of Time, yeah. Which is a lot of people theorize that their symbol is an eye with a tear for the deaths of their people or whatever.
Interesting. Sheikah and Gerudo.
Yeah. So I don't know too much about the Sheikah though. I just know that Impa was a Sheikah, right?
Yeah.
And then she had Zelda become part of the Sheikah tribe.
Became part of it, or already was a member of it?
Unless something funny's going on with the king, I don't think she could be part of it. Oh. You know?
Yeah, I guess that's true.
The king had an affair, oh my gosh.
Scandalous!
You don't really see the queen in any of the Zelda games, though. Like, they always reference a king, but they never really reference a queen. It's always the king and Princess Zelda.
That's true. I don't really like stress the thing very much, do they? Okay, so...
And so the other theory is the Sheikah are the Twilight people, because they have magic powers, pointed ears, and red eyes. They're the chosen guardians of the goddess Hylia, and later protected and descendants of her mortal incarnation, and the royal family. They're also the founders of Kakariko Village.
Brother.
Wasn't the old lady that you randomly find in Kakariko Village and Twilight Princess part of the Sheikah tribe?
Oh. The Twilight Princess? The woman you encounter in Kakariko Village?
Yeah, she's like an old lady. You kind of find her by herself because Kakariko Village is abandoned.
Huh. No, I don't remember that.
Yeah, because it's just like, because there's a new Kakariko Village now in Twilight Princess.
Right.
But they later on take you to the old one. Howling Stones, Mask of Truth, or Lens of Truth, Mask of Truth, Wooden Statue. Theories. What are the theories on the Sheikah tribe? Sheikah / theories. Oh, wow, they have their own article for theories. Impa's featured in Legend of Zelda and Adventures of Link. Dark Interloper's Twilly theory. The eyeshadow on the back of Fuse Shadows is the symbol of the Sheikah tribe without the tear. So I guess that's with the theory that maybe the Sheikah became the Twilly because they both use dark magic and eye color or whatever, and then the fact that those still living have the symbol with a tear, But since the Twilly are alive and they're descendants of the Sheikah, they don't have a tear on their symbol because they weren't all wiped out.
I don't know. There's a lot of interconnecting theories there, I think.
Yeah. Maybe they purposely set the Twilly up or whatever to seem like they could be descendants of multiple different races on purpose to kind of keep people guessing or something like that.
That could be true.
Yeah.
Certainly could have fooled me.
Yeah.
And the third one we want to talk about, or should we get into like the big one?
The Tetraforce one?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think so. We should talk about the Tetraforce.
We're talking about the Tetraforce.
The Tetraforce!
Tetraforce.
Tetraforce! Oh!
So, not Triforce, but Tetraforce. Tetra meaning four, I guess. But yes, the fourth piece of the Triforce. And it's kind of interesting because I didn't really think about there being a fourth piece of the Triforce until it's just like they pointed out the imagery on like Link's Hylian shield, where it's just like he has a picture of the Triforce on it, and then there's another random golden triangle, which would fit exactly in the hole where the Triforce is at.
Yeah, it seems like in future versions, though, they didn't have this. So Majora's Mask Shield doesn't have that, and Twilight Princess doesn't have it.
Okay, so they took it off the shield, but it's like there was still other imagery and other like.
Interesting that each of the shields have a bird on it, though.
Each of the shields has a bird on it.
Yeah, look. Each of the shields have a bird on it. Okay. Red bird, red bird,
Huh.
red bird.
That's really pretty interesting.
Yeah, I didn't notice that before. Anyway, we're talking about the Ocarina of Time one. This one where it has the upside down triangle and then the missing piece there.
Yeah, so there's all sorts of other hints about there being a fourth power of some kind. Like I remember, let's see, it was Majora's Mask, right? There's the four great fairy fountains,
Mm-hmm.
and I believe it was they had what? Didn't they have wisdom, courage, power, and I think wasn't the fourth
Kindness. Yeah.
was kindness. Okay, I don't quite get it and everything, but still, there's
Maybe, but that would go along with my theory of what it is.
Okay.
The Tetraforce is the dark piece, because then you get the. I don't know if this article has it or whatever, but the Shadow Medallion has a dark upside down triangle as well. And if the theory is that Fierce Deity is the controller of that piece and stuff like that, maybe he was originally kindness, got corrupted, and became, evil, like darkness of darkness kind of thing,
Yeah, that's a lot of theories about like Fierce Deity. There's all sorts of theories about him, about whether or not he's an evil being who supposedly is more powerful than Majora.
Yeah.
Although, anyone who's got the Fierce Deity mask knows he is much more powerful than Majora. It's just like he's a wimp compared to Fierce Deity.
Yeah. Fierce Deity also has a triangle on his chest, though.
Yeah, that's really interesting imagery there too. But it's like the two theories seem to conflict. It's like both of them seem to hint about there being a fourth power, or the Tetraforce, another triangle, some type of other power besides wisdom, courage, and power. Yeah, that one of them like implies flat out that it's evil, but it's just like with the other one, they're just being like a fourth, I guess, I don't know, good Triforce or something like that, or a piece.
Yeah.
Of the Tetraforce, but it's like that's kind of ambiguous because like there's so many names for it, like the fourth fairy being the fairy of kindness. What was the one name? It was like Uglana or something. Where did that name come from?
Ordano or something like that. The light spirits. Oh wait, let's see. It's Eldon, Farron, Lanru, Lanayru, yeah, and Ordana are the four light spirits of Twilight Princess.
Yeah, they mentioned it seems to reference the color purple. There's lots of symbolism with 3s and 4s. It seems like in all the other games,
Mm-hmm. I don't know. It seems like the Tetraforce is one of the stronger theories though, because there's a lot of supporting evidence thrown in. With Fierce Deity having a triangle on his chest, that's upside down as well, with the upside down triangle on the Triforce, with the four fairies and the four light spirits, the four giants. 4 swords. I don't know.
Sure. So yeah, there's a lot of 4s there.
and then the piece on the upside down triangle on the shadow medallion.
Yeah, like I said, they seem like two kind of separate things. Unless you could somehow.
Even more interesting is look at the shadow medallion. It's got the upside down triangle, but then it's also got 3 little circles next to it, in kind of like a triangle pattern, like the Triforce.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, almost like it is the Triforce itself or something, huh?
Yeah. Can't really tell what's inside of it. It looks kind of like shurikens or something like that, you know?
Like the same helps to just Dark Link's creation. Also, some on the Shadow Medallion has a down pointing triangle.
I mean, that'd be interesting. I mean, Dark Link is the holder of the Dark Triforce, you know?
The evil courage, I guess.
Yeah, evil courage, yeah. He's supposed to be kindness, but he's evil or something. I don't know. Because they do seem to reference that Fierce Deity is like a god or something like that, don't they?
Oh yeah, I guess his name is Fierce Deity, I guess for one thing. Yeah, so and he is pretty godly. I guess you can only use him in boss fights, but it's just like he just dominates everything.
Yeah.
He just wrecks everything with his.
How early can you get him? How early can you get Fierce Deity?
That's a good question. I think you need every other mask in the game to unlock the Fierce Deity mask, right?
So only up to the last dungeon, I guess.
Something like that's probably fairly close to the end of the game, but it's like after that, it's just like having fun. Just go to a boss room and just have fun.
Yeah. So the Tether Force, I don't know. It seems like it has a decent backing. Maybe it was unintentional for there to be a seemingly a piece missing in the Triforce. Because then again, I remember in Ocarina of Time when they show the Triforce, it seems like each piece rotates individually. So it's not like it's fully connected, you know? It's not like a static item. So it seems like it truly represents the goddesses that made it up, rather than just being, they came together, they made this golden triangle thing. It's solid gold. It seems like each part is its own. I mean, and again, that would explain why it's able to, go to different people, you know? Triforce Courage, Triforce Power, Triforce Wisdom. So maybe Ganon's plan was flawed from the start. He couldn't have the whole Triforce for himself. But then again, I think he just wanted power anyway. Yeah, so that's definitely interesting. It'd be interesting to see how, like, future games, if they build upon this at all, or have any more references at all. Though I am kind of curious as to why there's a bird on all the shields. Maybe someone knows this? Or maybe it's probably mentioned. It's probably really obvious.
One bird in particular looks very familiar. Like it actually, it's from something from Skyward Sword. It represents something.
There is a bird in Skyward Sword. Like, you fly on them a lot. Did I misspell Hyrule Shield? Let's see. Oh, Hylian Shield. I see. I don't know. Hylian Shield is traditional shield of the knights, commonly, unlike wooden shields, doesn't burn up on contact with fire. Alright. So, Hylian Shield has changed little in terms of overall appearance. Always has the bearing of the Triforce, beneath it a red Hylian crest, representing the Crimson Loftwing that helped Link at the founding of Hyrule, and the first Hylian Shield, Legendary Guardian, Thunder Dragon, Lannery. How do you spell it again? Lannery, okay. Who created the lightning round to judge whether someone will be worthy of the shield or not. And the red Hylian crest representing Crimson Loftwing. Let me see what that is. Oh, yeah, so it is definitely the bird from Skyward Sword. That's really interesting, bringing them all together. So the bird from Skyward Sword is what makes up the shield, the Hylian shield. Looks like it appears in other games as well.
Interesting.
Crimson Loftwing is Link's Loftwing. Sword, Scarlet Sword. Oh, interesting. And then the last one, the Thunderbolt or whatever, is one of the 3 elemental dragons who protect the surface. My goddess, Hylia. Has power over thunder. Interesting. Yeah. So, that's our thoughts. I like the Fierce Deity idea of the Tetra Force. That seems to make a lot of sense to me, though. It's a dark piece and stuff like that. It was kicked out by the other goddesses. I know, so now it's the dark piece representing. Owner is Dark Link, powered by Fierce Deity. I don't know. Which would then make that Majora's Mask is actually Dark Link and not Hero Link.
Mind blown.
Yeah, well,
I think there's definitely enough evidence to support some type of like cryptic fourth power.
yeah. It certainly seems to be one of the more fleshed theories on some of them.
That's true. I think that's why it was kind of number one. I thought was kind of interesting to talk about last.
The Depression one certainly seems to make a lot of sense, though, because you kind of get that theme of death in Majora's Mask itself.
Yeah, since impending doom and inevitability.
Yeah. So definitely that one's also a pretty strong one. So you can definitely see that the stronger theories seem to be much more fleshed out.
I don't think so. So it turns out in Majora's Mask, everybody is dead in some way or another.
Termina is like a purgatory.
You know, they call it Termina. And all these oblivious people. Lots of people die
Yeah.
in the game. You have a creepy mask salesman who just pops up and then leaves again.
Alright, so let's go ahead and give people the member guessing a game again for this week.
Alright, repeating it, this week's member guessing game is Majora's Mask Player Who Drowned.
Yep. So remember, if you have a guess, send it to us by PM. Try not to post it in the forums. Try not to post it in the chat. And we will announce the winners in next week's show.
Just Google it if you don't know what it is.
Alright. Well, remember to post in the forums, comment on some pictures, check out the gallery, and congratulate the winners in the AA Awards and the AA Personification Contest.
Congratulations, Safety Tachi on winning.
Yay!
Yay!
I'm Metal Monster,
Full Metal.
And I'm Becca Draws.
and we'll see you all next week.